Hey, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Garage Topics. Today we're going to go over the modifications that we're going to do to the Tundra. And we got a bunch of them. First things first, if you can subscribe to the channel, it will make a world of difference for me, and also giving it a like. It'll help share the video and help me to get more stuff for the vehicle and also show you more things going on. I really appreciate the response from the first Tundra video. I truly feel like the Tundra is the better vehicle compared to some of the Tacomas for what I'm looking to do. Hopefully it's what you're looking to do with as well, but the biggest sticking point that I didn't really highlight that much in that video was that these Tundras are just kind of ugly. They're not the most attractive option. The Tacoma, the newer ones, and the newer Tundras, in my opinion, are a lot better looking, but there's some small things that you can do to make these look a whole lot better, and so you get the good looks and the super reliability. So I've got a couple mods. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to this truck to make it look cool and perform even better. First things first, I got OEM Toyota lower ball joints. If you read the internet, they'll shun you if you do anything else. So these are OEM. I actually got these off Amazon. These were an open box and they were like half the price. So I think I bought the last ones, but be on the lookout for deals like every now and then. This is definitely brand new OEM Toyota, just open box. So look out for deals, but these should be good for another 100,000 miles easy. All right, the next mod is actually in the barn here waiting for a good time for me to take it out. So let's go take a look real quick. Here's the beloved LTD. Waiting on another day, but these are the bad boys right here. These are Toyo Open Country ATs. They're 285/70/17s. What I like about these, and from what I've read, is that you can see that they're very aggressive looking, but everything I've read says that these are very quiet on the highway and on the street, almost the same as a regular economy tire. So that's why I went with them, going a little bit hot boy, but also wanted something that looks cool. So this should be I think this is a load rating for towing, so this should meet exactly what I'm trying to do with the truck. So I'm pretty excited. The only piece that's missing here is wheels. They're set for a 17-inch wheel, but I'm not using the 17-inch wheels that came stock on the truck. All right, so here's all the parts. Got a bunch of them, and this is just some of them. This isn't actually all of them. If you can take a guess, we're going to be lifting this truck, putting different wheels and tires on it. And so there's nothing wrong with the suspension on it right now. It is kind of old. It's 15 years old. I do want to level it. I think it'll make this truck look a whole lot better. The proportions from the wheel wells and the wheels in these trucks look a little odd. So with a different wheel and tire and a different lift option, it's going to make it look more proportional and look a whole lot better, in my opinion. And you can simply put some blocks on this to lift it up and make it taller, but I really like the fact that this thing rides so nice as is, and so I really don't want to compromise that. So you gotta pay to play in this situation. So I'm gonna go over some of the component stuff we've picked to make sure that this thing looks awesome and also rides even better. First order of business is when doing a lift of any kind for the front, depending on how big of a lift you go, you really need upper control arms. Based on what I've got going on here, which I'll show you in a second, I only plan on lifting this about 2.5 inches on the front, which is probably okay for the front ball joints and front control arms, but I really don't want to fool with it. I want to make sure we can get it in alignment and it ride good. So these are Camburg upper control arms. These are probably more than I need. I don't plan on going crazy off-road, but I do want the ability to get the alignment in right and make sure that there's no failure points because we've done a lift. These are a Uniball system, so inside this box is a bunch of stuff to make this set up. The only issue that I've seen with these, not so much issue but just maintenance, is that these will squeak a little bit because they're not fully covered like a ball joint is. So we'll have to add grease every time we do an oil change, but other than that, this thing is super sturdy. Look at these welds. Like, you get what you pay for with these things. They're pretty pricey, but I don't want to have to worry about this truck leaving me stranded or not riding good, so it's well worth it. All right, next order of business, the front struts, front coilovers. I could have gone with expensive coilovers for off-roading, couple grand, but that's not what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to good compromise between on-road and a little bit off-road and good ride quality. So these are the 6112, there you go, 6112 front strut, front coilover assemblies from Billstein. These things are massive. I'll compare them I'm definitely going to be doing an install video, but these things are massive. These have a ton of fluid in them. This should make this thing ride nicer than it does stock with the wheels and tires situation on it. In addition to this, you've got these little rings here which allow you to adjust the ride height. It comes with a spring as well. So this is the spring rate and the shock, if you will, is made to work together, so there's no questioning if it's going to ride good or not. So with the fronts, going with 6112s by Billstein. These are some beefy boys. For the rear shocks, I actually went with the 5100 series. So these, you can tell they're smaller than the other ones. Why I decided this is that the upgraded ones that kind of quote-unquote go with the 6112s have an additional reservoir. They're like more than double the price, I believe. So I didn't really need that. I'm fine with the 5100s. I could have gone with 5100s in the front, but I like the adjustability on these, and from what I've heard, the 6112s ride great on the front. So 6112s in the front, 5100s in the rear. These basically will just bolt right up. There's basically nothing to do there besides fooling with the spring, but I am going to do something with the spring. I'm going to be lifting the front with the spring, the coilover that came with it, the coil spring that came with the 6112 kit. What I'm going to do for the back, though, is its leaf springs. You can put a block in there to lift it up, but again, I really don't want to sacrifice any ride quality here, so, and towing ability. So I'm actually going to go with an add-a leaf. It's going to go into the stock leaf pack and lift it up, and kind of lift it up when it's normal, but then when it comes to trailering stuff, it's going to keep it at a good height, because I don't want it to be tipping like one of those Carolina tipping boys, whatever those truck trend is. It's terrible. I don't want to be that, and I want it to ride nice, so that's what we're going to do for the rear leaf springs. The missing component here obviously is the add-a leaf, but also there needs to be some wheels inside these tires. Again, we're not going to run these wheels because all of them are missing the hubcaps, the plastic caps in the middle. I had a lot of people ask me why I took those off. I didn't. They didn't come with the truck, and they're kind of expensive. So instead of fooling with all that, we're going to go with new wheels. Again, what's going to happen is I really want the wheels and tires to be pushed out a little bit, and in order to do it with stock wheels, you're going to need to buy wheel spaces and etc. And I just don't feel like fooling with any of that. So for the cost of caps and the cost of wheel spaces, I'm pretty close to some kind of wheels. So I'm going to leave the wheels for another video because it's going to really make or break this truck, I think. So once they come in, I'll share it with everyone. Small upgrades I've made since the last video. All the pinstriping has been removed. It was pretty simple. You can kind of tell that it was there before, but it's really not that bad. Again, it's a 15-year-old truck. A big thing I did do was the interior. I have a video about this, but I'm still not sure if I'm confident with my skills because of what happened, but the wood interior really bugged me. So I bought some cheap vinyl off Amazon, and boom, I rewrapped everything this black piano black color, and it really changed the look of the interior. I don't know if you can see this here, but down there, it's not perfect, but it's pretty damn good, and it's a lot cheaper than doing painting and trying to fool all that. Another thing too is you can see there's another stereo in here. This is the stereo that I had in my Tacoma. I took it out. I've got a totally separate video about all this, because with this new stereo, it means it needed to have new speakers front and rear. So the rear, I've also done the black vinyl, but front and rear speakers in this truck have been replaced to match the head unit. But haven't done anything crazy. I'm going to share that video with you guys shortly, but we just want to let you know on this video. Alright, so that's the updates of what's going on with this truck, what I've been doing. I don't know if you can hear, my voice is kind of weird. Been a little bit sick under the weather, otherwise I would have probably tackled this lift kit already. So I really appreciate everyone watching. Again, if you could subscribe, it would mean the world to me. And also, if you could have a like, it'll help show others that this video is dope, which means other people can look at it as well. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all those YouTube things. And if you've got a dog, make sure that you get the right suspension lift kit for it if it's not leveled out, like if its back is higher than the front or something like that. Just get some high heels for your dog. Catch you later. Peace out.